but some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling, the limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes, rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is "My job is people, everyone is my business." But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk
on 101.7 FM.
The Truth. And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
Little do you know, trying to make you my baby. I'm quiet right now 'cause I'm crazy. I'm falling in love with you. Little do you know, after the first link, I'm trying to lock in, baby, clink, clink.
Yes. It's Soapbox Friday. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and welcome to the Grapevine. This is the Grapevine. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Friday, June 27th. If you just tuned in, baby, you're right. You're right on time, because the next 3 hours of your life are about to be a little different. So I'm not coming in here today. I'm not here to fill in little airtime. I'm not here to play nice. I'm here because Milwaukee deserves a little bit of truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth that doesn't flinch. So let me tell you what I got cooking for the next 3 hours. And I need you to call your mama. I need you to like and subscribe. Call your cousin. I need them to like and subscribe. And I need your coworkers to like and subscribe to the truth. We need to go to the next level. We already had 10,000 followers. I think it was on Instagram. So 10,000 followers on IG. We need another 10,000 on Instagram. So go to Instagram, call your cousin, call your friends, call the people at the club, tell them, hey, look, this is what I need you to do. Like and subscribe on Truth Radio 101.7. Go to IG, like, subscribe on YouTube. We're about to get busy. If we only are just scratching the surface. So we're going to talk about Money Long, the 2-time Grammy Award winner who almost died. Yeah, bro. She almost took an L, man. And it's because she wouldn't stop working. She wouldn't stop working. So I'm going to connect that to every black woman in Milwaukee. I'm going to connect to every black woman that's pushing through pain right now because you think you have to. You working, endless hours, all that, just because you have to. And then we're going to talk about Oprah Winfrey. Good people. She went to France, y'all, and decided that was the time to talk about her story, her truth, her journey, and her and Whitney Houston's story. And man, the estate fired back. The Whitney Houston's estate fired back like with heat rocks. So we got some thoughts. I got some thoughts. They're in my opinion. Oprah has been, really, really good to the people of Milwaukee. She got family here. It's pretty much always going to have family here and friends. So, I think it's time for us to even talk about that. She's older, and I think it's just, we have to be able to kind of balance out the story a little bit. So then we're going to talk about Deion Primetime Sanders standing up and declaring himself cancer-free. Cancer-free. Yes. He has no more cancer, and I appreciate that because There's so many people dealing with cancer right now, and I'm going to ask every black man in Milwaukee, when was your last doctor's appointment? Real answer. And if you're not going to the doctor, take it from me. Going to the doctor does help. I just went to the doctor this morning, got some things taken care of. I got a clean bill of health, squeaky clean. I'm good. I feel great. It was even good going into the doctor, talking to the doctor about things that are going on with my body. I'm however many years old, above 40, and I wanted to ask a few questions, but also get my questions answered. And so, although I propose people go to the doctor and also understand what's going on with your body, I do know that going to just find out and just talk to the doctor about some common sense things that's going on with your body, even if it's nothing wrong, it's okay. It's super okay. So when was your last doctor's appointment? Give me some real answers. And then we're going to talk about one big, beautiful bill, the biggest Medicaid cut in history, and what it means for your family starting this November. This November, y'all. So 5 months, Milwaukee, 5 months. 5 months until the big, beautiful bill is making a large Medicaid cut in history. The largest, Medicaid cut in history. What does that mean? And yes, we're going to talk about Marshawn Nealon, 24 years old, Dallas Cowboy, gone from a mental health crisis. And I'm going to give you a number that can save somebody's life. That's very important. That's really very important. We're going to talk about that. Our mental health crisis is not over. It doesn't stop. There have been a number of individuals who have taken their life, and it's not a unusual case. It's not unique because it's happening regularly, and we have to figure out a way to help the people and those folks around us. That's huge. And yes, we're going to talk about the Bucks and about Giannis and about what Milwaukee does when the thing it loves walks out the door again. Like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Bang, he bounced. Now we got Giannis. Boom, he bounced. 3 hours, real topics, Milwaukee. Real stakes. It's here. Because here's the thing about this show. We don't separate the celebrity gossip from the health news. We don't separate the pop culture from the policy. Because in a black household in Milwaukee, in 2026, it's all connected. What happens to Money Long is what's happening to your sister. What's happening to Deion Sanders is what's happening to your dad or your brother. What they did to Medicaid, what they're doing to Medicaid. It's not what they did to Medicaid. They're cutting the Medicaid, but what they're doing to Medicaid, because it's still not over, is what's going to happen to your grandmother, to your aunt, the people over 50, 55, 60, those people, even the people under that, the people who are getting Medicaid, who are in the disability category, or people who need more help category. This is all coming down the pipeline. So what's happening to, one group of individuals can happen to us, and it all connects. So stay with Milwaukee. This is your show. Let's go. Let's get into it. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of Money Long. We got that song again. I want to play that, man. That song is hot. We got it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Man. Yeah, Money Long, the lady who produced this song right here, she got a double lung transplant. So doctors, when she had fell sick, when she fell ill, I said Money Long, Looney 504. Yep, Money Long, the lady who did this song, who's a Grammy Award winner, had a double lung transplant. So the doctors gave her 1 week to live. So she pushed through the Monica and Brandy tour but she was sick. Not only was she sick, she also has lupus. So she has lupus. She was pushing through the tour, and she would get sick. They would, do some things, and then boom, they would ultimately, get her back on stage. It's almost like when somebody falls, you pick them back up, and then they, you put the paint on them, and then boom, they're back on the stage and they're touring and doing all that stuff. I remember, this ain't funny, but even in the 5 Heartbeats, old boy Eddie Kane was like that too, man. He was, he had some mental health issues ultimately, and he had to continue on and couldn't until he broke. So we have a lot of people who are in entertainment who aren't necessarily made. Their bodies need rest. So she pushed through to recap, she pushed through the Monica and Brandy tour. She has lupus. She had pneumonia. She couldn't get out of bed. Her quote, this is her quote. She said, "Don't put yourself on the back burner, because rest is a radical thing for us to rest. And it really, rest is huge, because lupus, and this is what she had, lupus hits black women 2 to 3 times faster and more than white women. And it's usually often late. It's often diagnosed really late. So if doctors dismiss their pain, and then the women just walk out of the doctor's office, and they, just have to just deal with it. Usually given a ibuprofen, maybe they're told that it's fatigue. Is usually diagnosed really late. Lupus is an autoimmune disease, and it's in the black community prevalently is huge. And what we don't realize is that many black women have it or symptoms of it. Like, there's phases of lupus, but many women are dealing with lupus, and it's coming back to haunt us in the form of some of the women that are performing as entertainers, such as Money Long. But there's many other entertainers that have lupus that may not even tell us that they have this. But I think it's important for them to tell us what's going on in order for us to be informed about lupus. So how many women, honestly, Milwaukee, how many women are pushing through? How many of you are pushing through pain right now? How many of you are pushing through pain because you feel like you have to? There's a lot of women probably that are pushing through so much pain, and they can't even get to joy. They're pushing through pain, and then they can't even get to joy. When we come back, we're going to discuss the pain, the joy and pain of our women in Milwaukee. Let's take a break, Zach.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot fast and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com, with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Yes, I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and this is the Grapevine. Welcome back. Yes, we're talking about Money Long. She was on the Good Morning, I think it was a Good Morning America show, and she said she almost died. She almost died because she had complications with lupus. So she was on tour, and I think it got to the last couple of shows, and she started feeling bad. Then she said that she wanted to do 2 more songs. It was the last show. She wanted to do 2 more songs. And imagine her getting up and saying, "All right, I'm not feeling good, but I got 2 more songs. 2 more songs." She said, "I had to go back. I got to go back." So she went. She did those songs. She came home for Thanksgiving, fell out, and she woke up in the hospital. The doctors told her she needed a double lung transplant. So if any of you are on any transplant list, it's almost impossible to get a double lung transplant. You know, like some people are on those lists for long periods of time. She needed a double lung transplant, or else she would have died. So, and if she didn't get it, she would have had only 1 week to live. 1 week. So, as you know, she came out of the surgery. She had new lungs in her body, but she had to tell herself she couldn't put her life on the back burner for anyone else. And that is what I want to bring home to you, Milwaukee, because Money Long, although, yes, she has lupus, and lupus disproportionately attacks black women the most. Black women are diagnosed with lupus at least 2 to 3 times the rate of white women. That's at the very least 2 to 3 times the rate of white women. So they're also diagnosed later. So because their pain gets dismissed, their symptoms get minimized. So a lot of the black women, especially that are listening to the show, when you go to the doctor and you have a pain someplace, the doctor sometimes they're thinking that you're going to be okay. So if you don't have a great doctor, I'm pretty sure a lot of you do. But if you don't, sometimes your symptoms can be minimized because you're so used to pushing through so much pain that it becomes your power. But that pain is also a kryptonite. And for many of you, you delayed those symptoms. You delay that, so when you go to the doctor's like, "Oh, okay, it's all right." You know, and it's not your fault. But the doctor says, "You know what? Go ahead. Take this aspirin, Tylenol, ibuprofen, and you'll be okay." So you go home, you deal with the kids, and then you're back pushing through. Let alone not knowing that you probably need something even greater, need a different push from somebody. So because you're the strong one in your family, how many women in Milwaukee are pushing through their pain right now? How many of y'all are pushing through your pain as we speak? One, because you can't afford to miss a shift. Like, imagine like pushing through your pain past and then going to work, your second shift, third shift, first shift job, going to work, and you're dealing with it. And I can only imagine. I'm not a woman, of course, but I can only imagine that when you're dealing with that pain, you're thinking about the doctor, but you're also thinking about how to get through that shift in order to put some food on your table. Because the rent's due, because that energy bill is due, because that mortgage is due, because you and your man or husband, whatever it is, y'all combining income, and you got to make sure you bring in that extra or bring in that check. Money long. This is a good lesson for black women right now. She's alive today, telling her story because she recognized that rest is not weakness. Rest is a revolution. Y'all remember that. Rest is not weakness. Rest is a revolution. Rest is the ultimate medicine. When a lion gets hurt, if you ever seen a nature channel, somebody, these animals fighting each other, whatever, when a lion gets hurt, what happens? They sit down, they sit underneath the shade, and then they rest themselves in order to make sure that they feel better. So Milwaukee Public Schools is facing a $46 million budget deficit and making really, really hard cuts. But you know what they protected? Shout out. They protected the mental health positions, the counselors, the social workers, psychologists. Those positions remain stable because this community, and primarily the ladies, primarily the moms, y'all fought to keep those positions intact. But I wonder, as a side note, where is the rest? Where is this money? Where's this money going? Where is it coming from? I want to know, because if the mayor of New York, Mayor Mamdani, if he can find $122 million just for education, he found $122 million for teachers, to keep teachers teaching in New York City. If he can find $122 million as the mayor, what can our elected officials find in their budgets from the state on down? What can our elected officials find in their budgets to help fund our public schools, to help fund our educational channels? What can they find? Because I want to know if the mamas have fought for this. A lot of the mamas did fight to keep the mental health positions, and I'm a part of the mama crew now, because I have a child that has special needs. But if the moms fought for this money, I wonder if those same mothers, because I'm sure it's primarily them, it's not just all mothers. I wonder if those same mothers can go to their elected officials and put the pressure on them too. I wonder what will happen if those same mothers put the pressure on the state education officials, because you can't rely on the federal government to give Wisconsin extra cash. The federal government basically does not run education. They can give mandates, national mandates. This is where education is going, so on and so forth. But if you think about it, the federal government does not run state education. State education is run by the state that is run by. So if you're in Wisconsin, you have state funds for education. I wonder if some moms can call in 833-212-1017. I want to find out if we put the vice grips on our state officials. If we put the vice grips on our state officials, what would they do, especially in relationship to education? Because those mamas fought for those counselors, those social workers, those school psychologists, and those people are important. They don't just pull kids out. They don't just patch them up as a school nurse. They don't just, make sure they don't tap you on the head as a school counselor to make sure that your ADHD medication is taken. Like, nah, they don't do that. They do a lot more than that. And shout out to them, because they probably need a lot more money. They need a lot more money. Our teachers aren't getting paid that much. Teachers are struggling to survive. Education. This is what it's about. So moms, especially moms, women, black women, have you ever pushed through a health scare that you couldn't afford to stop? I know this one lady, I remember her having one of them colostomy bags, man. I know a lady who had, issues with cancer, and she had the bags underneath, both breasts. It was, and still trying to go to work. Like, that stuff is real. I shout out to black women. Shout out to my mama, my sister, my granny. Man, y'all pull rabbits out the hat, straight up. When we come back, we're going to talk some more about Oprah Winfrey and Whitney Houston. What's going on? We owe black women. What do we owe black women? We come back from The Truth 101.
Want to save money on energy bills? With free tools from We Energies, you're in control. Manage your energy use with easy tips. Earn rebates on home upgrades, calculate your energy use, create savings goals, view and compare bills, and more. With We Energies, the energy info you need is at your fingertips. Save your way at weenergies.com/simple savings or download the app. We Energies. Simple steps, real savings.
I'm Sherwin Hughes, and I know the power of Stars and Stripes Honor Flight firsthand. As someone who's been on an honor flight, I can tell you it's a day you'll never forget. Stars and Stripes Honor Flight gives our oldest veterans who served in any location in June of 1975 or earlier a free one-day trip to Washington, D.C. for veterans. Airfare, meals, a coach bus tour, and special flight apparel are all included. It's a day of honor, gratitude, and camaraderie. Veterans who served in the Vietnam or Korean War go to flysshf.org and ask for an application.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way, improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to healthcare and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
You know that health is wealth, and ital is vital. They're not just some rhyming words. It's something that's just got to be heard. Who is responsible for your health? Look in the mirror, it's your very own self. You can't rely on nobody else. Health is wealth, ital is vital. Try and take care of yourself. Health is wealth, ital is vital. You can't rely on nobody else.
Health is wealth.
Ital is vital. Try and take care of yourself. Health is wealth.
Right on. Right on. You on the Truth 101.7. And this is the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. And we're talking about health is wealth. Ital is vital. Ital is vital. If you don't have ital and it's vital, you can really, really fall off. And we're talking about money long. Money long, money long, money long. But sometimes your money ain't no good when you're not taking care of your health. And we got to make sure that if you are taking care of your health, then you're gonna be all right. Especially black women. Y'all run the world. So this story connects directly to something else that blew up this week. And I'm like, what's going on, y'all? Come on, like you're my sister, you are a girl. But I think I get it though. I get it, and I think people kind of blew it out of proportion because I listened to the whole thing. I wish we can pull it up. I don't know. We can pull up Oprah's little clip, but it's about what we do to black women's story and why while they're here and after they're gone. And I believe, like, I talk about my grandma Olivia, shout out, my grandma Beulah, shout out to them. They are gone, but they are, are two of the most beautiful women I've known ever. And then some. I would come into my grandmother's house and, no matter what, like my grandmother, no matter what, she might have been making like, some pork or something like that. She stopped eating pork after a while, but we didn't eat pork. But she would like turn the pot off and put it someplace or like tell me like this is not what you're gonna do. And then she would make me my own food or also just cut me some pound cake. And I knocked that out. So black women, y'all strong. Y'all are strong. And I wonder, and I talk about my grandmothers in a real high level, positive light. And I wonder what Oprah was thinking when she had brought up, I think she was probably responding to a question. And when she brought up something about Whitney Houston, so Oprah was in Cannes, France. If you ever been to Cannes, shout out to Cannes, my folks there. She was accepting the Lionheart Award. So I think it's an award that allows people to do. I think she accepted the award because it was maybe a lifetime achievement thing, and she decided to tell the world that Whitney Houston fell off her stage in 2009 because she was high on drugs. And that was the gist of it. But if you listen to the entire interview, and if you know Oprah's and Whitney's relationship, I don't know if they were close, but Whitney has been around Oprah a lot. And so I think they had, these, verbal friendly banters. They probably would like rag on each other a couple times. And, it's just probably just black women just being black women, just hide by. And when you see you, we kicking it, all that. But Whitney Houston fell off her stage in 2009. And because, Oprah said that she was high on drugs. So Oprah tells the audience that she had gone back on drugs. This is quote, she had gone back on drugs and fell off the stage. So, and then she had ultimately begged the audience not to take photos because she said, if I knew that if that story got out, she would be completely disturbed. So the estate fired back. The estate fired back, and Pat Houston, so Whitney Houston's relative, said Whitney Houston absolutely fell off the stage. So they didn't deny that. But it was during sound check, and due to the darkness of the area and her unfamiliarity with the stage, Pat Houston said she was absolutely not inebriated, not high at all. She was, just not familiar with the area. Now, I say this. I think Whitney, I think Whitney Houston, definitely had issues. And we also have to be able to, like, as a people, we have to be able to check the folks that are around us. If we got something going on, and I had some relatives who were, had some things, some substance abuse problems and issues, it's okay to tell them. It's okay to tell them. It's okay to talk to them about substance abuse. It's okay to talk to them about what is going on. We got a lot of people who are in our community who are actually coming back. They're doing well, coming back from substance abuse issues, and they're in rehab programs, and they're in homes that are helping them. So Whitney Houston, she fell off the stage during the sound check. The estate said she wasn't high, and then they said a line that I gotta keep going back to is like the lady said that Pat Houston said, we owe her the dignity of telling the truth, not repeating the myths. So, I don't know in this story what's the truth and what is the myth. I do know that, this is where things connect. And to everything we're talking about, Whitney Houston had an addiction that is completely documented. And that is real. But addiction is a health condition. It is a health condition. It is not a character flaw. It's not a moral failure. It is a disease. And black women with addiction issues are the least likely to receive treatment. The most likely to be shamed, and the most likely to have their entire legacy defined by their worst moments. Yes, black women are the most likely to be defined by their worst moments. So when a person like Money Long pushes through illness and silence, boom, she pushes through. But if she fell on stage and she fell off, man, we would be in her tail, cutting her to pieces. Whitney Houston, she fought addiction. She fought addiction for a while in public. She had an interview with Oprah, and she was like, this is what it is. Oprah asked her if she freebased, that thing. And she was like, yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I freebased cocaine. And she was like, Oprah even asked her, how? Like, how did you freebase cocaine? She told her, like on air or in an interview. And it was real. It was a real moment. And this is what, I think Oprah's job is ultimately is to, to give the public real stories and truths behind, especially our individuals that are making a commitment to be in the spotlight. So it's a disease that with real addiction issues, and most Black women are least likely to receive treatment. Shout out to the Women's Center. They're doing their work. The people that are on community that's on, I think, 15th and 16th and North, they're doing their work. They're doing the work right in the community, like directly in the community. And so many other people, Samad's house, doing their work. That's what it's all about. So, but Black women are most likely to be shamed, and they're most likely to have their entire legacy defined by their worst moments. And one thing that I think, even look at the Women's Center here in Milwaukee, one thing they do have that's very unique is they work with the women who are dealing with those issues in the public in Milwaukee. They are a women's only center. Shout out to Gabby and Nikki over there that are doing the work right on the street along with the rest of the folks. They're doing the work. And we all are witness to it. We all are witness to Black women helping other Black women preserve their legacy, or else, they can be defined by their worst moments. And I think that if you are a Black woman, you can push through these worst moments. You can definitely push through these worst moments, but it doesn't mean that you don't have to rest. You got to rest. So Money Long pushed through illness in silence because she felt she had to. Whitney Houston fought addiction in public while the world watched and judged. Wendy Williams, of all people, you may not like as an entertainer, Wendy. She's locked under guardianship for 3 years because she got a health diagnosis that even the neurologist now says she's never even had. Her lawyers expect her to be free by year's end. Like 3 Black women, 3 health crises, 3 stories that are where the world either looked away, they told it wrong, or got taken over completely. We're going to come right back. This is the Grapevine on the Truth Radio 101.7. Take me away, Zach.
Are you looking for a place to shop that offers a fair market price? Or how about a place that is clean with a friendly atmosphere, has been recently remodeled? You need to visit Century Food Store on 92nd and Lisbon Avenue. They offer a wide variety of grocery items, meats, and fresh vegetables at a fair market price. And don't forget the hot food section, which offers soul food, Indian, and Mexican foods. So what you waiting for? You can also order groceries through DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart, or stop by Century Foods at 92nd and Lisbon Avenue today.
The performing arts do more than entertain. They bring the community together. From live performances and arts education to free community events, UPAF helps support the organizations that keep southeastern Wisconsin vibrant. But it only happens because of people like you. Every gift helps keep the arts accessible and inspiring for the entire community. Join thousands of supporters and give today at upaf.org. UPAF. One gift, regional impact.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that.
Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Yes, welcome back. Welcome back. We're talking about black women. Money Long, Oprah Winfrey, and Whitney Houston, Wendy Williams. Black women, you gotta rest. You have to rest. It is time to take a break. Rest is revolution. And this is a black man telling you, rest is revolution too. It's okay to, like, don't get me wrong. It's okay to work. I'm not saying you quit your job right now. Don't quit. Don't quit your job.
I'm not paying them bills.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, we just got to be clear. That's not what you're saying.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. We're not saying that. We're not saying Zach is going to pay your bills and other folks. We saying that these bills need to be paid, and yes, you should work. But that doesn't mean that you shouldn't talk to your boss and say, look, I got to take a break. I'm about to take this sabbatical, or I'm going to take a vacation. And get on your high horse, take a vacation. Take a vacation before they turn the money orange and your passport yellow. Bruh. Take a vacation. They gonna do it. Like, your passport may be blue right now, but that passport is about to be rainbow. So you better go do what you got to do. And they already got us putting what is it? It's called the Real ID. The Real ID is you got to go to the airport. If you don't have the Real ID, you know how much you got to pay?
Like $50?
Yes, $45. Yes, on top of the fact that if you fly Frontier, you paying for bags. And then because they got rid of Spirit Airlines, I think that was a corporate, that was a corporate hit job, but don't get me to talking. I think that you're not only paying $45, but you're paying baggage fees too. So ladies, when you're considering taking these vacations, make sure you go take them vacations now. Take them vacations today. 3 black women, 3 health crises. This is real. This is real. I mean, I feel like if you are a black woman and you are not taking advantage of, not taking advantage of, and I know a lot of black women do, but if you're not taking advantage of the gyms and, in Milwaukee, we got the lake and these nice, warm, hot days in between the time that you got to go to work, then you should be resting. You should definitely shut your phone off, get off of social media. They said majority of the people that are on social media, just to give you a heads up, 80% of the people that are on social media are women. Social media is made for the ladies. So Guys, y'all need to take a break too. You don't need to be on social media. I mean, boom. But women, take a break from social media. You ain't gotta look like who I don't know who else is on. So I don't know some of the names of the people on social media that you want to look like. But you ain't gotta go out and get the whole Sephora bag and go jump in the mirror and do your face up. I mean, I'm sure you should. You want to look, cute and fine and all that stuff. But man, yeah, listen, we are we need the ladies to really dig into your health. Straight up. Money Long is the Money Long. She had a really bad health scare. Money Long is the lady who is the Grammy Award winning singer who sings hours and hours. I can't even sing that song. Man, Zach, when you get a chance, can you just give people a little hit of that song? Like, I can't even sing. I can't even sing that song. Hours and hours. Yeah, help me out, man. I need a backup singer. Money Long, help me out. Call in. 833-212-1017. Yeah, there it is. You can sing to me.
Yours, mine, ours. I could do this for hours. Sit and talk to you for hours. I wanna give you your flowers and some champagne showers. All the shrimp and lobster towers.
Okay. Shrimp and lobster towers. Want to sit with you for hours and hours. I want to make sure that you are taken care of. She want to give me flowers and wine and I don't even drink, but they got that Welch's grape sparkling wine. I'll take that in a minute. I'll take that. Thanks, Money Long, for taking care of yourself. Straight up. We didn't need you to go to the great glory. And like I said, ain't nothing wrong with that because we don't want you to go the other way. But we are definitely happy that you are around, Money Long. But women, you got to take care of yourself. We need you around. That's really huge. Men, please stop putting these women on. Stop giving them so much stress. It's okay. It's okay to say. It's okay to just lay back. It's okay to be, okay. It's okay to not give them as much stress as they have on their back. For real. We talking about health right now. If you find that, the person that you're dealing with, or your mom, your granny, whoever you dealing with, man, talk to them. Get them a juicer. Start juicing for them. Straight up. This is real. You don't got to give drama to them. This is their health. This is their life. They need to rest too. So, Milwaukee, I want to ask you something personal. So if there's a black woman in your life, or we get to say a woman, everybody got their different genres. If there's a black woman or a woman in your life whose health story you've been telling wrong, if there's a black woman, is there a black woman in your life whose health story you've been telling wrong? Whose struggle have you been judging instead of supporting? Whose struggle have you been judging instead of supporting? Don't judge their stories, y'all. Please don't judge our black women's stories or your woman's story. Don't judge the story. You don't know what's going on inside of them. And whose cry for help have you been calling drama? Because that's probably one of the biggest things. Some women, they'll have like things going on. The woman's body is a complicated body. The human body is a complicated body. They're still after hundreds of years, we're still discovering the human body. the human body is a highly complicated, complex body. And there's new things that pop up from the human body every day. So when you have someone who is, dealing with chronic pain, chronic issues, mental issues, mental health issues, chronic whatever, or just dealing with something, it's not just drama. It has to do with whatever they're dealing with. I know, especially dealing with the community in and around the Juice Kitchen. When we had the Juice Kitchen, we had so many people that would come in. I remember having a woman, and she was complaining to her husband about not breastfeeding their child. And that was for her, it was depressing. So they came in and she was going further and further into a state of depression. She came in and you could just see it on her face. So I'm not, this is my opinion. This is what I did. And I'm not the doctor. I'm not telling you this works. I'm not telling you if it didn't work, but she asked as a last resort because she did all the networks. She did what she could in order to get herself to breastfeed their child. And it just wasn't working. The child was, ultimately transitioning over to milk and, the powdered milk. So she came in, she said, Benign, can you help me? This is what my issue is. She came in with her husband. I said, yeah, I got a coconut milk drink. And so I happen to have like a gang load of young Thai coconuts. I cut the coconut open. I made the mix. I put like some extra ginger in there, probably some extra cinnamon. And I said, take these home. So I made probably about 2 or 3 of them. She took it home and she came back probably like 2 or 3 times. And she said that it activated that same drink activated the breast milk hormones to produce enough breast milk for her child to be taken care of for a long period of time. She even said that she overproduced breast milk. So y'all, we have to take care of our people. We got to take care of the women in our community. But when we come back from our break, we're going to take a little longer break. When we come back from our break, we're going to make sure that we tackle the men too. We're going to tackle the men too. This is The Truth Radio. You're on the Grapevine. We'll pick some more grapes.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 101.7 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about 4 walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
The Homer Blow Foundation, Inc., nonprofit 501c3, and our presenting sponsor, Beta Philanthropies, Inc., invites you to the 32nd annual Homer Blow birthday party for the kids on Saturday, June 27th from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. for kids ages 2 to 13 years old at the Fitzsimmons Boys and Girls Club and Metcalf School, located at 3400 West North Avenue on 34th and North. Admission is absolutely free, and after 32 years, you already know how it goes down. And this year, don't miss the kids' phone party. Shout out to our platinum sponsors, the Office of Early Childhood Initiative, Mighty Small Moments, the Brewers Community Foundation, Spectrum, and Westcare, Wisconsin. Our gold sponsors, Maleka Early Learning Center, Liquid, formerly the Oasis, Unite WI, Community Health Primary Care Services, LLC, the Greater Milwaukee Urban League, Eisenberg, Riley, and Zimmerman, and the New Pitts Mortuary. Our silver sponsors, Mr. V's Privilege Lounge and Dog City, along with Running Rebels and Griffin CDL Institute. Limited vendor spaces available. If you'd like to support or make a donation, email homerblowfoundation@gmail.com or call 414-248-4954.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
We asked parents who adopted teens to share their journey.
When I met both of them, it was like my missing pieces were found. Like it was just like an instant, these are my kids. If you're considering adopting a teen, just do it. Kids need families. I don't care the age, everybody deserves a family.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. Visit adoptuskids.org to learn more. A message brought to you by Adopt US Kids, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black media company.
I don't know why I came in this club with you, girl. Don't know why I came in with the diamonds on my chain. Surrounded by bad, I can't get them out my face. Is it cause I handsome and wealthy? Is it cause I like a professor? I don't know how you feel, can you tell me? I won't know how you feel.
Yo, the ad-libs is crazy, though. Can you tell me? How do they do that, though? They get somebody else, they get their twin to be like, can you tell me? Welcome back to the Grapevine. This is Manaz and Xavier. I'm your host of the Grapevine. We're going to pick some more greats. And we are in the Truth Radio Studios 101.7. Yes. And if you are listening by the internet on YouTube, hit us up on the chat. And also, you can give me a call and let us know what you think on Soapbox Fridays. You can say what you think. Don't say a whole lot because you may get us extinct. I'm about to freestyle on these people, man. Everybody know I can freestyle. 833-212-1017. And before we move on to the men, before we move on to the minis, the men, Milwaukee Health Services 414-643-0044 sees patients regardless of insurance. Make sure you guys reach out. The ladies reach out. Loveland Foundation therapy vouchers for Black women and girls. The Lupus Foundation, lupus.org. There's a specialist finder in Milwaukee area. And also 988 is the number to call. I want to just plant the seeds because, you know, if you're dealing with, and this was very serious, I failed to give you information, especially if you're dealing with mental health issues. You can reach out to your family, reach out to your friends. Hopefully they are able to direct you in the right position, right areas, or you can call 988 on your phone. I think that's the number. And if I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. You can go understand whether or not things can be taken care of for you through that number. So Lupus Foundation. You also have the Women's Center. You also have Samad's House and many other places to dig into in relationship to mental health and also therapy for addiction. So I'll be remiss not to tell you that information. So make sure you reach out if you are dealing with something. This is very serious. I'm not, although we were kind of giving some jokes around it, but it's not really a joke. It's real life. I'm gonna take it to the chat. Looney 504 said, "Did you say Money Long?" Yes, Money Long. Biko said, "Who is Money Long?" And Anita Nicole said, "Some men focus on gender roles, and women are working just as much as men outside of the home. So some women are working hard inside and outside of the home. Couples need to understand each other and communicate, and that is the truth. They definitely do. I'm not the expert. far from the expert, but I do recognize that communication is one of the better ways to work with your partner and get to the end of whatever you guys got to get to the end of. So yes, definitely work with your people. We were discussing in the first hour Money Long, Whitney Houston, and Wendy Williams, and how having health issues can cause and can be caused by the lack of rest. And rest is revolution. So you guys got to remember that rest is revolution. So I'm not gonna sit that down. I'm gonna make sure we put that right on your lap, on the lap. So prime time, Deion Sanders. Y'all know about Deion Sanders, my guy. Prime time, Deion, prime time, high stepping Deion. I remember he even lost I think he lost a toe. He lost a toe.
But he gained Carucci, so it was worth it.
Yeah, he got I don't need to keep my mouth shut. But yes, he gained Carucci. Is that that's her real name?
I mean, I don't know. That's what I call her.
I mean, my name is Manan, so Carucci. So Deion lost a toe and gained Carucci. I mean, pretty much. And he's back. And he's back with a vengeance too, boy. Like this, we're gonna talk about the men. Men, y'all get a round of applause for just hanging in there for this first hour. You get a round of applause because men, sorry. It's pure. Prime is back with a vengeance because he's cancer free. He won. He beat cancer. The doctors found bladder cancer. They found bladder cancer by accident. Can y'all believe that? They found bladder cancer by accident. So during the scans, during Deion's Neon Deion, y'all remember when they called Neon Deion? Remember when he had the video? Zach, Deion had a video out?
No, I don't. Nope. I really don't know who that is.
Oh. I wish I had the crickets. Like, crick, crick, crick. Man, that's crazy. You don't like Deion Sanders, the coach for the Colorado.
That's literally all I know about him.
Dang. Well, just to give y'all a heads up, Deion Sanders was one of two players during that period during his playing time, I think the early 90s, where he came out of high school, college. He was a 3-sport athlete. So he had maybe 4, though he ran track. He was a national contender for track in high school. He played basketball. He was super cold at basketball. He played baseball and he played football. So he was a 4-sport athlete, along with Bo Jackson. So Bo Jackson was a 2-sport athlete. He played baseball and he played football. And I think he even ran track. So these guys were just all around Southern beasts. Bo Jackson I think he was from Alabama, and Deion from Florida. Both of these guys come out basically around the same time, and they're playing 2 sports. It's rare for a person to play 2 sports in professional leagues, but these guys did it religiously for a really long time. Deion played baseball for the Braves, and then there will be times that he'll play baseball and then go over and play a football game.
Damn.
Which is crazy. Like, professionally, he played for the Braves, and then he would go over and play for the Atlanta Falcons.
Like within the same year?
Same year, man. Yes. And he was cold too. Like, you couldn't beat him at the base. And then Bo Jackson and he also had health issues too, but he was a running back for the Raiders, but he also played for the Kansas City Royals. So these dudes, he got one time Deion Sanders, they both played in the same game at the same time. Deion Sanders, we seen him hit, like we had seen him hit home runs out the park, but he also, when he struck out one time, Zach, he struck out one time and broke the dang back over his knee.
Bruh.
I'm down the rabbit hole. But ultimately, prime time, he's cancer-free. So that's Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, ultimate athlete. They found a bladder cancer by accident during scans for blood clots. So not only did he lose his toe, but he had blood clots, and he didn't even know to look. So the full bladder removed, they built him a new one from his own intestines. So it took months of recovery. People didn't even know. But I what he said was really, really interesting. And all of this, he said early detection was the key. So if you're not in tune with your doctor, you have to go to the doctor. You got to go to the doctor. It's time to fight the battle. He said, we fought the battle and we won. So he said he got his swagger back. Pretty much. That's Karush. You with Karush, you got your swagger back. So he said he wore Depends to speaking engagements. Yeah. The man who called himself Neon Dion, he wore Depends to speaking engagements. And he talks about it publicly. I mean, that's strength, guys. Like if y'all not taking care of your health, man, please go to the doctor. Get it taken care of. Like strength is not silence at all. Strength is not silence. Straight up. And black men, we die from prostate cancer. If we just think about prostate cancer, we die from prostate cancer at 2 times the rate of anybody else, especially in Wisconsin, where we have the #1 black male incarceration rate, but it equals to the disrupted healthcare for years. So we were taught that real men handle pain. That teaching passed down with love is killing us. Real men, nah. Like if you are in pain, like, and it's killing you, you ain't supposed to take it. So many people I can name in Milwaukee who were dealing with ailments that they kept silent, and then ultimately succumb to those ailments. So many people. It's past handfuls. Over decades, we just see people who are just dealing with things and not telling anybody. Especially not their doctors. Not telling their doctors, not telling their wives or their spouses or partners. They're not telling anybody. Milwaukee, when we come back, we're going to dig in to the men in Milwaukee, men across the world, men in this universe. We're going to pick some more grapes. This is The Truth Radio 101.7. I'm your host, Manan.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Ooh, right there. Welcome back to the Grapevine. How many of y'all have not been to the doctor? Ben, what was the last physical? When was your last physical? Not the ER, a checkup, a real answer. I need a real answer. No judgment. There's no judgment. I just want to know. How many of y'all have, when was the last time you had a physical? Not the ER. When was the last time you had a physical? Not the ER. I want to straight up ask because, it's important. We got Deion Sanders. He was declared cancer-free this week after bladder cancer. His entire bladder was removed and a new bladder built from his intestine. Now I don't know, I don't know Deion's history. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna front like I know it. But I do know that from what history tells us, and especially black medicine, this is my opinion. What I know from alternative medicine is that if you have something, if there is a cancer, there are ways in which we can stave off that particular cancer. Now, not saying that I have the cure. I do not. We're not saying that. But what we are saying is that you can at least get yourself healthier in the moment, especially when you find out. Please, there are ways to do that. And you have to talk to your doctor and or a health professional to make sure that that happens efficiently and safely. So I know the bladder is where a lot of things come to rest, especially if you are eating a lot of food. You have to make sure that you're eating the right foods. And I liken the bladder is very an unusual organ, because if you don't have the bladder, things go right to the colon, and then ultimately, boom, it comes out your body, or should come out your body. But that bladder helps basically coagulate everything so it can go through the colon and then, filter. If the bladder isn't taken care of, if the bladder isn't taken care of with the proper food and also nutrients, then the bladder ultimately can cause some serious issues, and that's what happened with Deion Sanders. Like, I don't know his condition, like I said, but it can happen. He said he wore Depends. He said he wore Depends, and he talks about it publicly, and that's a real thing. He wore Depends. Black men, we die from prostate cancer. We just talk about prostate cancer at twice the rate of white men. So the same story for colon cancer, the same story for heart disease, the same story for diabetes, the same story for hypertension. These are very high level diseases, but they are many of them are preventable. So if you're dealing with heart disease and you're still going to McDonald's, if you're dealing with heart disease and you're still going to Chick-fil-A, if you're dealing with heart disease and you're going to the corner store, ask yourself, is that a food that you need to be consuming in order for you to have a healthy life? And quite simply, no. We already know that. Diabetes. Should you still be pricking yourself, especially type 2 diabetes in particular? I'm talking to the type 2 diabetics. Should you be pricking yourself and then or taking the pill? Some people take the pill and then run to the store and grab you a Kool-Aid, a pineapple Kool-Aid drink. With the real pineapple and the Kool-Aid. Should you be going to the store, going to your neighbor's house, grabbing some of that? And hypertension affects a lot of us. It's actually, like, high blood pressure is affecting a lot of black men at one of the highest rates in the nation. It's here in Wisconsin. Wisconsin incarcerates black men at the highest rate in the nation. So removing men from the healthcare, and it removes men from the healthcare system for years at a time. But we're taught real men handle pain. Real men handle pain. That lesson came from love, and I'm gonna repeat this. And now that lesson is being taught to younger and younger and younger generations. Shut up, boy. Get up. It's all right. You got, you be good. Dust yourself off. You'll be good. And then, they move on. Your child is limping, and then it's this constant brainwashing where you don't have to tend to your pain. You just got to keep on going because that's the way we were taught. That's the American way. We were taught real men handle pain. Now it's killing. So Deion had access though. Mm-hmm. Deion had access to the top doctors, frequent monitoring. Most of us don't. We don't have access to the top doctors. We don't have access to frequent monitoring. Like, he's at a university, and one of the top universities in the world, in the University of Colorado. They work with not just athletes on their campus, but they work with world-class athletes. They are literally working with athletes that have to come to Colorado to train for, years at a time in order to enter the Olympics. That is amazing. So he had access, which is good, but most of us don't. So we have to be proactive. We got to make sure that we're going to our trainer's house or trainer's gym. We got to work out. How many meals are you eating per day? How many meals? If you think that you should be eating 3 meals per day, that's a marketing trick. If you think you should be eating 3 meals per day, that's a marketing trick. I ain't coined this, but that's tricknology also. That's real life technology. You should not be thinking that. You shouldn't be eating 3 meals per day. Like, you shouldn't. You should not be eating 3 meals per day. And that's my opinion. But there also is that also was the opinion of most people prior to the 1930s. But in the 1930s, a gentleman, a marketing genius, he wound up asking, he polled about 1,000 doctors, maybe 1,000, and he asked them, 100 doctors. He asked them if, and let me back up. This is the real story. A pork company, a bacon company, wanted to sell more bacon. And so they went to this guy who was a master in public relations and marketing, and they said they want to sell more bacon. So what this guy did, I forgot his name, I'll get his name soon. What he did was he polled about 1,000 doctors, maybe 1,000. And he asked them one simple question. If I ate bacon, would it be a heartier breakfast? And each doctor said yes. So remember, prior to the 1930s, in breakfast, most people weren't eating breakfast. They would get up, they'll probably, chew on a little bite of beef jerky, whatever it is, right? And they'll move on with their day. So this guy says, yeah, you can. He published an article.
Edward Bernays?
Edward Bernays, yes. Edward Bernays. I forgot which year it was, but he published an article, and the article went viral for that time. He said, if you want a heartier breakfast, eat this. And it had 2 eggs on it, 2 sunny side eggs on it, and 2 pieces of bacon. Say that?
1928.
1928. Yep. 1928. And Edward Bernays, in 1928, published this article. I think it might have been 100 doctors. And when people got a hold of this, it went viral, and companies took off. Ultimately, they are now publishing, all kinds of articles, making all kinds of suggestive advertisement, all of that. Literally all of that. It's the craziest thing. Blame even brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth 3 times per day or 2 times per day, or however long they say, is a marketing trick. It's technology. It literally is technology. So we are especially in this country, we're marketed to at an unbelievable rate. They say that eye takes in about 10,000, I think it was 10,000 advertisements per day. So if you're walking down the street, it's like 10,000, I think it's 10,000 advertisements per day, whatever. But it's thousands. And we're constantly inundated with this data, with this information. Edward Bernays was responsible for you eating breakfast early in the morning. When we come back, we're going to talk more about men and health and what we can do about it. We're going to get to the chat also. You're in the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and this is Truth 101.7.
I always had to be so good, no one could ignore me. Carve my path with data and drive. But some people only see who I am on paper. The paper ceiling. The limitations from degree screens to stereotypes that are holding back over 70 million stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time for skills to speak for themselves. Find resources for breaking through barriers at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakovic. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakovic, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
'Cause remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early. Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
That sound like is that Big X the Plug? Oh, I got it right. I got it right. That's Big X the Plug. I like him. And he can freestyle too. He's cold. Yeah, I like Big X the Plug. For all you people who are crossing over the bridge, moving away from the what you call the mumble rap, come back to the mumble rap. Yeah, Big X the Plug is the bomb. Hey, I gotta talk to Big X though. Big X, call me, man. We gotta holler. Gotta work on your work on your health, man. Come into the gym with me. What the business is. Look and discover local businesses in our community. Then make sure you tune in every Friday at 8 a.m. to the Truth in the Morning Show with Bailey Coleman and the legendary Homer Blow for What the Business Is, powered by We Energies. Each week, you'll hear from local business owners as they share what their business is, where they're located, and one valuable lesson they've learned along the way. We Energies is proud to help power local businesses and the communities they serve. Don't miss What the Business Is every Friday at 8 a.m. only on the Truth in the Morning Show with Bailey Coleman and Homer Blow, powered by We Energies, delivering the energy that powers local business. Now, to our chat. Y'all ready? Cole Stevens said, Manon, can you share what a typical day of eating looks like for you? Sure I can. Cole Stevens, 7688. Yeah. I you know what? Let me say that a typical day would be me, and this is something that I really enjoying people to do, is me having maybe not typical. I say an ideal day. An ideal day for me would be waking up. Let me say a typical day of eating looks like for each, but I'll give you like a part of my day also. So like waking up early in the morning. I like to wake up early in the morning. Lately I haven't, so I have to get back to that. I probably been doing a little bit more oversleeping than usual. That's because the schedule has changed. So, typical day would be me waking up, really not eating. I usually don't like to eat in the morning. I feel like it. I use this word coagulate, but I think it thickens my blood and my lymphatic system. So that's my typical day in the morning. My body usually says, "Hey, you need some food at around 11:30, 12 o'clock." So like next to me, I have like these peppermints. So I'm just like knocking out some of these peppermints just to kind of give myself a little chew, but nothing that, that heavy. And then around, so maybe 11:30, 12:30, then that's when I'll start probably eating. And usually I'll try to get some fruit in. I'll try to eat like some little light fruit, like a peach. If the peaches are in season, I'll try to do I'll try to do a pear. I'll try to do a banana. There are times when if I feel like juicing at home, then I'll do a juice. That's if I feel like juicing. And, dates are also good too. Not dates like you dating somebody, but dates like the date. And, you pull out a date, grab a date. They're good. They're high in potassium. But lately dates have been hurting my stomach because of the sugar content. However, it's only like a 15-minute spike in sugar, then it comes back down. So if you're a diabetic and you have dates, don't worry about it. They already did a study and said that the dates aren't going to affect your A1C levels. So you'll be all right. So you can bring that back down. I have a strict rule in my head. I don't always follow it, but I try to, do like some green, some like raw green. Like if I have raw green, I can eat that. I can eat some kale. I can eat some cucumbers. I can eat some like any leafy green, like raw. I can do that, pretty much all day if I wanted to. And then I will do. I can do something hot. I can do avocado, tomatoes. What's really a good combination: avocado, tomato, cucumber, dill. And maybe something hot like some cayenne pepper on that joint, and a little bit of oil, like some thick olive oil, or because olive oil has different types of thicknesses. So I'll probably do that with some. I would rather do some coconut oil, and then just that's it. I think throughout the day, then I would do the rest of the day something. If I wanted to do meat, I like to. Now I'm staying away from chicken as much as I possibly can, although sometimes it's a little harder. I'm trying to stay away from the chicken. Now every now and then I'll do some grass fed beef. It's really basic. So Cole Stevens, that's a long story short. I try to keep it really simple. Hopefully y'all are keeping it simple too. You guys call in, let me know what you eating. What are you eating for per day? How is your diet looking? What are you eating to be healthier? Because we got a lot of folks out here who are vegan, vegetarian, flexitarian, meatitarian, aeritarians. I mean, it's like one of my guys in Florida. Shout out to Airbender in Florida. Hopefully you listening. Shout out to Airbender in Florida. Airbender is a cool dude. He's super smart. He's really, really intelligent. When I met him, he was eating nothing. He was eating nothing. And he was probably going on a number of days. Like nothing. No water, no food, and he looked great. Like doing pull-ups, all kinds of stuff. This is in Florida. Like he's walking around barefoot, man, all kinds of stuff. But he'll literally eat nothing, or he'll go days upon days upon days. He looks great with eating nothing but water. So you can do whatever it takes for your life, for your body, as especially men. You know, you're trying to lead the charge in your household. This is one of the ways. This is one of the ways to kind of stave yourself back and away from like prostate cancer, hypertension, and diabetes, and heart disease, and colon cancer. This is one of the ways. You ain't gotta fall prey to the people have made. I wonder. You don't have to fall prey to the breakfast scam. You don't have to do that. It was a scam. They got you. Tricknology got you. You know, people have made billions, if not trillions of dollars collectively on making you think that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and it isn't. It's not. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. It is not the most important meal of the day. If you are eating breakfast and you feel like that's the most important meal of the day, you have been tricked. You have been hoodwinked. You've been bamboozled. You've been run amok. Plymouth Rock didn't land on you. You didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock breakfast landed on you. You ain't know where that was from, Zach? Malcolm X. Never mind. Malcolm X, the movie, Spike Lee. You
Never seen it.
You gotta look up the clip, man. Plymouth Rock, you've been hoodwinked, run amok, led astray. Breakfast, you didn't land on breakfast. Breakfast landed on you. Telling y'all, you've been hoodwinked. Now we dealing with because when your body wakes up, your body is already trying to process everything. So why put the extra something in your body in order for it to process? Your body's trying to process air, because your body is a data collection agency. That's the reason why you have skin and organs and eyes and all this other stuff. It's doing that to collect data. So your body is this data collection agency that has to give off information later on to everything these other senses and organs and everything else. So they're all always communicating with each other. You ain't got to clog the information channels. You ain't got to clog the information channels. So mamas and daddies, you go to church, because I was on this other day, and you go to church and you are in church and you're like, man, I cannot wait. Go downstairs and get that sweet potato pie, that that good old collard green with smoked turkey, and that cake that grandmother Mary Jo made. She had that 90-year-old recipe in there. Just tastes so good. Hey, y'all, we gonna come right back. You in the Grapevine. Let's pick some more grapes. You on the Truth Radio 101.7. Come right back. We're gonna discuss men.
At Milwaukee College Prep, we believe brilliance lives in every child. Here, students are challenged, supported, and celebrated every single day. With small class sizes, dedicated teachers, and a proven track record of academic excellence, MCP is helping Milwaukee kids reach their fullest potential. Enrollment is still open for grades K-3 through 8. Apply today. Give your child a school where they'll thrive. Visit mkuprep.com or call today. Milwaukee College Prep, brilliance lives here.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance, because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 10 and 35%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products, pricing, and availability vary based on the way you purchase insurance and by state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress, For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative,
and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Talking about guns with others might not always feel comfortable, but it could save a life. Here's a way to start a conversation. Your family is going over to your neighbor's home for dinner for the first time. How would you ask if there are any unlocked guns in the home?
Hey, we're so excited for tonight. Before we come over, though, may I ask if there are any unlocked guns in your home?
Our guns are stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access.
Awesome.
Learn how to have the conversation at agreetoagree.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Wherever there's a need in our communities, there's a United Way. Improving lives so everyone can thrive. Where more people can gain access to health care and nutritious food for their tables. Where more community members can benefit from financial education and get connected to local resources for housing support. And where children are given more chances to reach their full potential. Community is where we find our strength and where we share our hope. United is the way. Visit unitedway.org.
I got a Georgia peach sweet like cobbler. I like to do it, thank God that I got her. Ain't no limit to the things I will buy her. Waiting they turn like a cipher. Nice try, sir. That's my purr. She told me look in the eye when I pipe her. She listen to me every time I advise her. I spend a meal, they ain't even entice her. And
Yep.
she said, back even though she not a typo. Got a blush and I asked her why
Welcome
you
to the
acting shy
Grapevine.
for.
I'm your host, Manan Sabir, and we're talking about men. Men, y'all get it together, man. Hey, y'all get it together. The women are maybe even outperforming us. I'm just gonna put it out there straight up. But I'm just gonna tell you, the women, y'all just don't work yourselves to death. Y'all gotta, take a break, take a vacation. It's okay to come back to work. It's okay to tell your boss, hey, look, I'll be right back. I gotta take a break. It is okay. The 5-day work week, they sold us on that too. It really should be like 4 days. They doing 4-day work weeks in Europe. And it's coming to fruition. These people are seeing the measurements. The measurements are coming back. The data is coming back, and the people are saying that they're feeling way better. A lot of more people are working from home. They're getting off at about 2:00. I got a guy, I met him in Miami. My boy, he moved from Miami, moved to Germany. He said he immediately got vacation days. His first day at work, his week 3, he was already taking off to go to Spain with his family for a week. It's amazing, man. It's amazing. We think this is normal. This ain't normal. This ain't normal, y'all. This is not normal. Then we talked about our ladies. First hour, we talked about the ladies. Now we're talking about the men. Men, y'all, hey, for real, get it together. Same story. Men, we dying from prostate cancer, colon cancer, hypertension, diabetes, heart disease. Some of y'all are gonna go. Some of y'all are gonna go out on this weekend. You're going to kick it. You're going to have that whatever. And then guess what's going to happen? You're going to come back Monday to your job, and you're going to have to do it all over again. You got to work all over again. You ain't going to feel like it. You should feel like it on Sunday, though. You should feel like, you feel good on Sunday. A lot of us going to go to the club. Some of us going to go to the bar, suck down some guzzle, and
Pause.
Suck down some guzzle, and you're gonna go back to the crib, go to sleep. It's because it's gonna rest on your system. You can't let it rest on your system, y'all. I'm gonna talk a little bit about Peebo Bryson real quick. But hey, actually, I'm gonna go to the chat. I'm really go to the chat because I wanted to answer this one question real quick. And somebody say even the pyramid is a marketing tool to help corporations get rich. And that's right. Matter of fact, RFK came out and he tried to move the pyramid around. RFK. He reminds me of a dude that got like jelly in his brain. Like he got a little brain there and a lot of jelly in his brain. Like jiggle for jelly in his brain. It's a lot of jelly in there. And they need to replace him, man. I'm gonna replace him with me. Y'all no, I don't want to work for this administration. I'm good. I'm super good. I'll be right here. Being with my 6-year-old. So if you're dealing with any type of health issues, make sure that you're getting health screenings. Excuse me. Make sure you're getting free health screenings. Do it right now. Get it done. Please get it done. Unity Health has sliding scale fees for people who are uninsured. You get prostate cancer screenings. Please go get usually the screenings doctor recommends for age 40. I'm saying, this is my opinion, seeing that I had friends who had issues with prostate cancer earlier than 40. I'm saying if you were one of my guys kids now, who's like 20 something, get it taken care of, man. If you feel like, the hammer ain't hammering and it's, not hammering, you better go get it taken care of. Because if the hammer ain't pounding, it ain't up in the morning, then you better go get it taken care of. And I'm not saying with the pill. I'm saying go to the doctor first just to understand what's going on. Because you should, what the consensus is, if it isn't up, then you got a problem. Every morning. If it isn't up every morning, then you got a problem. Your heart,
hell no,
and your hammer have the same heartbeat. If your heart wakes up ready to go, your hammer should wake up and be ready to go.
So now when I say I'm thinking with my heart, thank you, Manon.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. When you out DJing and that comes up to the booth, she's like, I want to ride new, like the Pretty Ricky song, then, tell her your heart is thinking. Or not. But you got to wake up with your heart, man. You got to wake up, and the heart has to be hard as a rock, straight up. That will help you understand whether or not things are operating from, if you're operating in a deficit or you're operating with some credit. Y'all get it. So go get that screening as much as go get all the screenings, blood screening, prostate health cancer screening, all the screenings. Go to the doctor straight up. Frederick Community Health they got multiple Northside locations. So, if you're familiar with Frederick, go to Frederick Community Health, or you go to Progressive, or you go to wherever you go, get it done. Go to the, to the South Side. They got some stuff over there for, the Native American health. Like, get it done. So, Peebo Bryson. You know who Peebo Bryson is, Zach? Oh, man. You know that okay, I'm going to try to sing it. A Whole New World, that song.
No. Is it like R&B or something?
It's old school R&B, but like 80s R&B.
Oh, yeah, absolutely not.
Dang. Okay, so Peebo Bryson, I think had a stroke, and ultimately was done for the stroke. And I say this to say that a lot of us, if we're dealing with things that are really bad in our life, in terms of stress, and in terms of things that are going on, get it taken care of, man. Peebo Bryson died at age 75. Like, he spent years specifically working to close healthcare gaps in the underserved community, and he actually knew what was going on to us. And now he's gone from one of the most preventable killers in the country. Straight up. One of the most preventable killers in the country. Like, we got to dig in, y'all. So, and I'm concerned. I'm highly concerned. So, yes, Edward Bernays, public relations dude, he gave us the tricknology, and we fell for the tricks. So, silly rabbits, tricks are for kids, and we were the kids. In Milwaukee, we're heading to a full summer mode. So the Summerfest is on the lakefront right now. So it's 800 plus performances. This weekend, you got free outdoor music, Cathedral Square every Thursday, the African American Cultural Festival coming. Like, it's a lot of stuff going. So, and this is beautiful. But one thing I want you to remember is to take care of your health. We're heading into our last hour. You guys, this is Soapbox Friday. Tell me what is on your mind. You can blurt it out, sing it, say it, rap it, freestyle it. What is on your mind? We're talking about health in our community. We're not going to stop. We're picking grapes from the grapevine. You're on the Truth Radio. Stay tuned. We got more to come.
Hi, this is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth, and I want to talk to you about something bigger than just buying a house. I'm talking about building a legacy. Owning a home isn't just about four walls and a roof. It's about giving your kids a place where memories are made, where birthdays are celebrated, and where they always belong. It's about planting roots, knowing your neighbors, waving from the porch, and being a part of a community that feels like family. If you've been renting and wondering if home ownership is even possible, Axe Housing is here to work with you. An Axe Housing coach will help you create a plan, a budget, and move step by step toward owning a place you can truly call your own. They've already helped over 4,000 families become homeowners, and many are paying less than they were paying for rent. Don't let where you are today stop your family's tomorrow. Start your journey at axehousing.org. That is ACTS housing.org. Your legacy begins at home.
Are people around me safe when I vape? Science does not support that belief. Exhaled vape emissions linger in the air, affecting indoor air quality and bystanders in the same space through secondhand exposure. Vaping emissions can also accumulate on clothes, hair, dust, and furniture, leading to exposure risks to bystanders of all ages. And vaping around a pregnant person can lead to serious health impacts on fetal and childhood development. Enough with the puff. Learn more at ul.org/vaping.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Don't act like that. Don't wear that. Don't think that. I've heard everything you tell yourself every time you felt different. And I want you to know that you can be vulnerable and powerful. That taking care of your mind is taking care of everyone you love and who loves you. Love your mind. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. Brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
The possibility of lung cancer can be pretty scary, especially if you're one of approximately 8 million current or former smokers at high risk. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know that now there's a breakthrough low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early, and it only takes 60 seconds. You stop smoking, now start screening. For an easy quiz to see if you're eligible, visit SaveByTheScan.org. It could save your life. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
Don't let summer pass you by. Turn it all the way up at Summerfest. The music, the moments, the memories you'll replay all year long. Summerfest, presented by American Family Insurance, June 18th through July 4th. Get tickets now at summerfest.com.
You're listening to Milwaukee Black Talk on 101.7 FM.
The Truth.
And 1510 AM. W269DL. Milwaukee. A Milwaukee Black Media Company.
Okay, now they got me wanna rap again. Hear the wound and then you stab me in my back again. You the type to play the joke and try to hide your hand. Not the type to come around and try to play your friend. You the type to cut the grass and snake your bestest man. I'm the type to close the deal and cut my...
Ooh, welcome back to the 3 o'clock hour of the Grapevine. We are back. That is fire, man. We got to keep that going. Ooh, man, that's crazy. Yeah, you want to play with the GOAT, greatest of all time. This is The Truth Radio. You on the Grapevine. We're picking some more grapes. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. This is 101.7 The Truth. The Truth Nation. The one big, beautiful bill. Medicaid. I know this might even get boring, but I don't care because the one big, beautiful bill, Medicaid cuts, it's going to hit Milwaukee really hard this November. It's going to hit Milwaukee real hard. So, straight up, Milwaukee, just not even just Milwaukee, but this is the largest Medicaid cut in history, and it's now law. So the coverage changes hit in November 2026. It's 5 months away. And Black Americans, 20%. Equals 20% of the people who are on Medicaid, 80-hour work requirement. Who does this catch? It's crazy. It's absolutely nuts. Like, they're about to cut Medicaid by a lot. So they don't just deny you outright. This paperwork, deadlines, automated systems. It's designed to make you fall off. It's designed to make you fall off like that piece of dandruff or that hair that falls out of your hair. Although it's on your clothes, on your person, and you don't see it, but eventually it's gonna fall off. You pop that collar, you push that shirt out, it's gonna fall off. Then that's gonna be you. And that's just the way the world is gonna work, especially with Medicaid. So Milwaukee is one of the more poorer major cities in America. We have the highest Black male incarceration rate. We have people when people are out of the home, men are out of the home. Of course, we all know this. They all know the story in Milwaukee. Out of the home, you got some people on Medicaid. Some people are like, it's all a cacophony of stuff, and it's going to get worse. So if you if you haven't checked as a person that's receiving Medicaid, if you haven't checked your Medicaid, if you haven't checked on the Medicaid, please check on your coverage for at least your parents, people in your midst that need Medicaid, your kids. Call 211. Call 211. Check on your Medicaid. Check on, what's going on. You want to know, you want to have some information, call. Because, this is important. They're going to cut Medicaid benefits really, really soon. I need you all to understand that the truth is out of the bag. And this country, from what they already know, has gone broke. They've been saying it for a really long time. That's why they're in different parts of the world trying to cause disruption, because they're looking to bring themselves back from the brink of destruction, economic destruction. That's why they're in different parts of the world. That's why, they're not necessarily, in conflicts, but they're in conflict, right? They have to continue to line their pockets. They got to continue to do it, and it's going to come to a head. So please, they're going to take money out of Medicaid. They're not going to continue to fund that. And where do we go from here? Where do we go? Before the public was funding Medicaid, it was 10 people to every one person. So every 10 people working, they were funding one person for Medicaid. Now I think it's every 3 people to one person. That's crazy, because they have taken the pot of Medicaid and they cut that thing, from this bill by like 70, 80% or whatever. I don't know. So the people that if you feel like you're getting Medicaid, and you're swinging, high on Medicaid, it's going to be a problem. You're going to be in trouble. I think they have a new 80 hour per month work requirement for people between the ages of 19 and 64. So to keep your Medicaid. So in order to keep your Medicaid, between the ages of 19 and 64, to keep your Medicaid, their work requirement is 80 hours per month. 80. So the catch is, like, if you're in between jobs, you're a caregiver, new moms, people with undiagnosed conditions, this is where they get you. So it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't deny you outright, but they're going to catch you up in the paperwork and the automated systems. So make sure that you are doing what it takes to get healthy, to be healthy. Now, this is huge. A lot of people are on Medicaid, and it's starting to gain some type of traction. I want everybody to realize that if you are on Medicaid, this isn't the end. This is really for you just the beginning, and there are many places to go. There are going to be a lot of programs that are going to help you out, but start stacking your chips now as best you possibly can. There are a lot of food pantries that are, stocking up. There's something coming down the pipeline. So allow yourself to go to those places and get some things done. Now, the Voting Rights Act was gutted. Supreme Court ruled 6-3, ruling in favor of, gutting the voting rights. So it's directly related to people who are ultimately affected are, like the Haitian community. The ruling, there's a TPS, so the protected status ruling shows that, if you have protected status, as a Haitian or a person from the island or island nations, that if you have a protected status, then they are ultimately taking that protective status away. So this is huge, man. This is really huge. Like I don't see nothing good coming out of this at all. Like not one bit. Not one bit. Like what it means is states can now like redistrict. They can prove lawmakers in what it really means is that you can prove lawmakers intended to discriminate by race. So it's nearly impossible to prove, but that's what's going on. And this is like one of the justices said that only Congress has the right to say it is no longer needed. So not the members of the court. So one of the justices dissented from the latest chapter of the majority's completed demolition of the Voting Rights Act. Like Milwaukee, we got to be up in arms about this, because it not only affects the people who have this status, but in the very least, there are 300,000 plus people, including Milwaukee Haitian families, that are at risk of deportation. And you don't realize how many people around us here in Milwaukee, and people who, if you live in a different state around you, that have protected status. The protected status means that you come from a place that is dangerous for you to live. So you come to America to seek asylum, and they give you a tag, which means that you are protected, and it's called TPS, basically the protected status or temporary protected status. So, this is wild. So within an hour of the ruling, Florida Republicans approved a new map targeting Black and Democratic districts. So the South could be redistricted. And if you look at Wisconsin's congressional and state maps and Milwaukee's own automatic and school board lines are all now potentially vulnerable. This is huge, man. This is really, really big. So and if you look at the Haitians in Florida, they make up a large sum of individuals, Black individuals, that are in Florida, in America. They are, spread out. So think about this is a threat not just to the people that have protected status, but this is a threat to the entire country. Because what they're saying is that we're still constantly keeping Black and brown people under our thumb, no matter what. And we're going to send you back to where you came from because you weren't born here. But if you think about it, the people who are making these laws, people weren't born here either. They were born they came here as immigrants and thieves. So we're going to come right back. We're going to dig into this a little more. We're going to dig into our health. So let's keep picking these grapes. You're on the Grapevine with your host, Manan Sabir. That's me. And this is The Truth 101.7. Let's take a break.
The African American Roundtable, Black-led organization on Milwaukee's far northwest side, has launched a safety campaign rooted in the basic need of food access. It's called Feed the Change MKE. Through community engagement, AART learned that easy access to and education about locally sourced and fresh food would help people feel healthier and safer. Also, local food providers need to learn how to engage the community, build awareness, and stay in our community long term. So Feed the Change MKE encourages people to know, grow, prepare, and share fair food, especially from community-owned and operated stores, gardens, markets, and other culturally relevant sources. We can't rely on big corporations to meet these needs. That's why we must demand the city to invest $1 million into the Healthy Food Establishment Fund, formerly called the Fresh Food Access Fund. Join AART's campaign to win a dignified and choiceful system that we all can thrive in. Visit aartmke.org to learn more about Feed the Change MKE.
Join the Milton House Museum for an extraordinary celebration of history, heritage, and freedom on September 26th at 7 p.m. at Janesville Performing Arts Center. This special evening features Grammy Award-winning Fisk Jubilee singers from Nashville, a legendary ensemble having preserved the powerful legacy of African-American spirituals, carrying songs of faith, resilience, and hope to audiences around the world. Opening the evening is the dynamic Kofi Dance Company. Don't miss this unforgettable evening supporting the Milton House Museum. Tickets available at miltonhouse.org.
A new fantastic point of view. No one to tell us no, or where to go, or say we're only dreaming. A whole new world.
Welcome back to the Grapevine. It's like a lost look on Zach's face about this.
Yeah, this song's whack, but this is the song from Aladdin.
That's Peebo Bryson, man. People was named after this guy. You know, I got a friend that's actually named after Peebo Bryson. Shout out to Ralph Peebo. That's my guy all day long. Yeah, Peebo Bryson. That's, you know, he did his thing, and I want to kind of rehash on Peebo because Peebo did a lot of work in the health community. But he suffered from a stroke, and if you have if you're dealing with health issues and you wind up with, you know, the symptoms of, you know, drooping face, and your arm is, you know, your arm is feeling a little weak, you know, difficulty speech, talking, call 911 immediately. Call 911 immediately. It's highly important. There's free blood pressure checks at Walgreens and CVS locations across all of Milwaukee. So don't hesitate. If you gotta get it checked every day, just go. It's okay. Stay hydrated. If you go on the Summerfest, stay hydrated. We had some people, they went to the Common show. Stay hydrated. It's straight up, you know. I think next week is supposed to be a little hot. I think we're supposed to get into the 90s. So make sure you stay hydrated and, you know, get it in. I suggest that if you're not a water drinker, start drinking that water ASAP. So rest in peace, Peebo Bryson. Zach said it was whack. All right, that's cool. But I don't even listen to him anyway. But rest in peace, Peebo. I think that, so back to the Voting Rights Act, we have people who are on temporary protected status, Haitian nationals. A lot of it hits home. You know, ICE is hitting Milwaukee neighborhood. Probably, you know, this could be it. Like, ICE is going to hit Milwaukee neighborhoods, the Somalian community, Haitian communities, neighbors are going to live in fear. It's going to affect health. It's going to affect school attendance and safety. Remember up in Minnesota, they had ICE that, you know, held that kid across the street from right out of school, had that kid who was doing his thing, man. Like, he was going to school and arrested. I think got the dad and then got the mom, or got the dad and got the son. I don't know if they got the mom, but yo, this is scary. You know, they're sending people back to their mother countries. They're sending people back to their mother countries, and they don't even recognize their own mother country because they ain't been there in years, and it's dangerous to go back. You don't know the neighborhoods. They're doing this in spite of the fact that the people who originated all of this are immigrants themselves. The people who are originated all of this are literally immigrants themselves. Some of those people aren't naturalized citizens, aren't natural born citizens in the United States. And some of these people are making up these laws in order to send, black and brown people where they need to be. And then they're integrating other folks from other lands, European lands, in order for them to pad the European pockets. We already know what's going on. We already know what's going on. That's real life. So it's disenfranchisement. Disenfranchisement is a health crisis. Disenfranchisement is a health crisis. When your vote is silenced, the policies that govern your health care follow. Remember this. If you don't remember anything else, disenfranchisement is a health crisis. So when your vote is silenced, when people don't take your vote seriously, even when you don't vote, when your vote is silenced, when people don't realize who you are, as you're a human being, those policies that govern your health care follow. The policies that govern your health care, this is what it is. So you got to register to vote in every election, local ones, state ones, national ones. Your alderman controls more than the president. So show up to the meetings, y'all. Your alder person controls more than the president. So show up to the meetings. Milwaukee does this feel like an emergency to y'all? And what are you going to do about it? What are y'all going to do about it? It's been heavy today. It's been real heavy today. Like, what are we going to do about it? I'm of the opinion that this is not going to end well. This definitely isn't going to end well. With 300,000 people about to be sent away. I think it's 300,000 plus, but it could be 350,000 plus people being sent away from and at risk of deportation. This is really foul. It's a real hard, cold, chilling effect on folks that are of specifically Somali and also Haitian communities. So if I haven't said it once, I'll say it again. The health crisis is this disenfranchisement is a strong health crisis. Black votes are silenced so that the policies that fund our hospitals, schools, and housing, this disenfranchisement. So what can we do? Got to register to vote. You got to register to vote in every election. We got to remind our students that are of age, 18, to vote. You got to educate them. You got to sit them down. You got to sit your kids down and educate them on voting. Because voting in every election, voting when you feel like it doesn't count, voting when you feel like the numbers don't count. It like these elections, these numbers count, and you are important. Vote in the city election, vote in the county, vote in the state election, vote in the national elections. Start calling the people that are in your families. Get them to be educated upon on voting. Straight up. And register to vote. Register to vote. It takes like 5 minutes to register to vote. Go to myvote. Go to myvote.wi.gov. It takes 5 minutes to register to vote. That's it. That's as much time as it takes you to get from one app, go through it, to another app to go through it. It takes 5 minutes to go from your TikTok app to your Facebook app to your IG app. 5 minutes. So go register to vote. If you haven't registered, especially if you're 18, please go register to vote. Talk to the NAACP, the Milwaukee chapter. Talk to them. Make sure you get involved in the redistrict. If they succeed even nominally in redistricting the areas, the voting areas, we are in trouble, especially the black and brown people. We are in trouble. You have to find out when the midterm dates are. I think the Milwaukee midterm dates and Wisconsin primaries are like August 11th. And then I guess there's some other dates. I don't know the other dates, but mind you that you need to mark your calendar right now. So put it in your calendar right now, straight up. If you don't have it in your calendars, put it in your calendars, because this is important. A lot of folks are going to be going home real fast, real soon. I got a bunch of Haitian friends. I got a Haitian friend right now that he didn't believe, and I'm going to put it out there, he didn't believe that this was coming down the pipeline. But they got to get rid of people. They got to continue to feel like they have to get rid of individuals on the margin, what they call the margin, in order to make sure that they solidify their midterm elections. In every case, they're looking at people like Mayor Mamdani, who came in like a rocket, and then he brought his people in to help support the people that, you know, no matter what genre of religion they're from, he came in and he pushed their agendas. And all three of the people that he put in have won. He didn't care what kind of race or religion they was, but he made sure that they were aligned with his platform, and they all won. And I think it takes us as people here in Milwaukee to place our people in positions of power. And the people that are in position of power, please talk to the folks that are not empowered. And I'm talking about young folks, the young people that need to be mentored. Talk to them and put them in a position of menteeship in order for them to follow your guidelines, your rule, your mentorship. So when you're gone, they follow up. They come after you, and they do what's right for Milwaukee. They do what's right for Wisconsin, and they do what's right for the United States. All right, y'all, we'll be right back. We're going to continue on. We're going to continue on with today's headlines. There's a lot of stuff going on, especially Summerfest. You're in the Grapevine with Manan Sabir, and we are in the Truth Radio Station, 101.7. We'll be right back.
And here's Heather with the weather.
Well, it's beautiful out there, sunny and 75, almost a little chilly in the shade. Now, let's get a read on the inside of your car. It is hot. You've only been parked a short time, and it's already 99 degrees in there. Let's not leave children in the back seat while running errands. It only takes a few minutes for their body temperatures to rise, and that could be fatal.
Cars get hot, fast, and can be deadly. Never leave a child in a car. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says.
Avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, honey bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
In sitcoms, when someone has a problem, they just blurt it out and move on.
Well, I lost my job and my parakeet is missing. How was your day?
But the real world is different. Managing life's challenges can be overwhelming. So, what do? We get support. The Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council have mental health resources available for you at loveyourmindtoday.org. That's loveyourmindtoday.org. See how much further you can go when you take care of your mental health.
For 250 years, our armed forces have bravely served America. Wounded Warrior Project honors that legacy by supporting post-9/11 service members and veterans like Anthony, a Marine who was injured by a roadside bomb in Afghanistan.
They carried me through my injuries, not just my physical, but my mental. And seeing other vets doing the same thing helped me tell myself, hey, you can do this.
Join us in honoring warriors at woundedwarriorproject.org/America.
In the United States, a vehicle is stolen every 31 seconds, about as long as this message. Luckily, you can take a few easy steps to protect your car in the same amount of time. Remove your valuables, roll up your windows, don't leave your car running unattended, lock your doors, and take your keys or fob. If you have information about a crime, call the police. If you suspect insurance fraud, also call 800-TEL-NICB. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
This is the Bloomberg Black Business Beat. Today is Juneteenth, a day commemorating when the very last enslaved black people were freed in Texas in 1865. While many in the black community have acknowledged Juneteenth for some time, it's only recently become a federal holiday. It was signed into law by President Joe Biden in 2021, and since then, more and more Americans are learning about the day and why it matters.
A couple of years ago, there were millions of people in our country that didn't even know Juneteenth existed. So today it's becoming a national conversation, and the recognition of the significance of Juneteenth, I think it in itself is progress.
That's Cynthia Day. She's president and CEO of Citizens Trust Bank. She told Bloomberg that Juneteenth is both a time to reflect on black history, as well as look ahead to what can make for a better and more diverse future.
She continuously reminds us to press for economic parity and financial well-being.
I'm Bloomberg's Justin Milliner. On the Black Business Beat.
I could get swole like Cookie with it. I could get swole, I could get swole, I could get swole like Cookie with it. I could get swole like Cookie with it. I could get swole like Cookie with it.
Yeah.
I could get swole, I could get swole.
I could get swole like Tukey with it. Lit. I pray on the bench. Yes, this is the Grapevine. I'm your host, Benan Sabir, and we are in the last 30 minutes. I'm telling y'all right now, this is the real deal. We are in it. I'm gonna give y'all. Look, here's some news. Here's a little news. I'm gonna dig into the news a little bit. You guys keep your hands off these kids, man. Straight up, it was a gym teacher. I'm not going to say his name, protect him. I don't know what's going on with the case. But he was charged in June, I guess, as the school was ending. He was charged with, abusing a student. And I say this to say, what does this mean for the health of our children? It means that our kids are valuable. It means that it's really hard. It's really hard. Like it hurts my heart to see children being abused by people we trust in the public school system, in any school system. The health of our children is of public safety concern. And if we don't have teachers that match public safety, then man, we're in trouble. We're gonna take a call. I haven't heard from many callers right now, so we're gonna take a call. Wes, what up?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, I mean, a lot of the issues going on, I don't really have concern. I don't think most people should either. You know, God says trust Him first, so I'm going to trust Him first, and then love my neighbor second, right? If you just start with doing those things, we'll all work together no matter what problems come out. So, you know, all of us follow different religions. Most religious books give you a pretty detailed, especially when it comes to health, like you were talking about before. You know, you just got to eat more natural. Go out, enjoy yourself outside more. Take your phone, flush it down the toilet.
Yeah.
You know, that's the first step.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you just, you know, make it your ambition to live a quiet life, and you'll do all right. You know, start working out. You know, you're supposed to, you know, work with your hands.
Yeah.
You know, and have some sweat on your brow. You know, you gotta get your veins to plumping up more. This way you can have more blood flowing. That'll get the hammer going. But I don't know. When it comes to voting, you're definitely right. Everybody should be involved in voting.
Right.
But the first thing is to know your neighbors. So every night after we get done eating, all of my neighbors come out. We all walk the dogs together.
Yeah.
We all talk to each other. Everybody has different things going on. I'm a farmer. The guy next to me is a stockbroker. So, you know, our views are a little bit different, but we can agree to disagree on some things.
Yeah.
But we got to work together as a community. So when we start working together as a community, we figure out who needs what, where, and we don't need like you said, the trickology is to say, oh, hey, we got to be involved with all these government programs. The government's the only way that we can get things solved.
Exactly.
It's not true at all.
Not true.
I can help my neighbor as well as you, and that's the way to get things going.
I like that. I like that, Wes. Man, I appreciate, man, that was a refreshing call. Keep calling, Wes, and keep listening. I really appreciate you a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
You know, I appreciate calls like that. Wes, shout out to you because you held it down and you're holding it down. For you to tell somebody, he had it summed up the entire show. You know, put your phone down. Go get outside. Hang out with your neighbors. You know, he's a farmer. Okay, he's a farmer. I know a lot of farmers. I know a lot of urban farmers, a lot of farmers out in the country. You know, you can be a farmer too. You can be a farmer right in the neighborhood, or you can be a farmer in the country. It's okay. You can be a stockbroker. You could be a stockbroker and a farmer. It just, you know, the views can be different. And you can live next to somebody and live in harmony. You don't have to abuse the person next to you. But if you see them having a little bit of trouble, go and help. It's all right. You know, the farmer may have some issues with money. Go and talk to the stock dude. Stock dude may have some issues with food and food resources, and you know, trying to figure out where to, you know, what's the best fruit and vegetable to plant in their garden. Talk to that person. Then they eating for days. You eating for days. You eating for weeks. You eating for months. You eating for years. You learn something new. Right on, Wes. Keep listening, bro. Milwaukee Market was canceled on Wednesday. Just a heads up, y'all. Milwaukee Market was canceled. So I think the makeup date is October. So make sure you go get that. You know, if you are a vendor, the makeup date is October, or from what I heard. So just remember, community events do matter, especially for mental health. I've heard people say that they think that the Milwaukee night market should be every other week. I think Jazz said that. So, you know, that could be kind of cool too. There's a black men's health panel. Shout out to NABJ. So please go tell people it's a black men's health panel coming up. This is exactly the kind of resource that we need. So, just to give you a heads up, the National Association of Black Journalists, the Milwaukee chapter, is hosting their second annual Black Men's Health Panel right here in Milwaukee. So this is what the community investment looks like. So go bring you a man you love and make it happen, man. Let's do something that's unique and real and popping. Let's do something unique for that man that you love. And also do something for the women that you love too. For real. Do something for them. I got something to say. And Marshawn Nealon, this is important, y'all. 24-year-old Dallas Cowboy defensive end. He died from an apparent mental health crisis this week. Professional athlete, had got the team around him. There's resources available, 24 years old. And the support wasn't enough. It came too late. Y'all. Marshawn Nealon, God rest his soul, died from apparent mental health crisis. And I think one thing we have to remember is that 2 out of 3 Black adults with mental illness never receive treatment. 66% of them are suffering completely alone. So Black adults are less likely to receive treatment even with identical symptoms to white adults. And I know we're guilty of this too, because we're used to saying and hearing, yo, be strong, pray it away. You know, like put the Lord's hands on him and, you know, start shaking and done. You know, pray it away. He'll be okay. He'll be okay. Don't give him no Tylenol. Don't give him no water. Just let him lay down. Let grandma put the hands on him. Real men, we pray it away. We strong. So what happens? What happens here? Here's another one. What happens here stays here. What happens in our home stays in our home. What happens in our family stays in our family. That's, you know, a lot can be said to that, but we have to be able to be vulnerable, be open. So these lessons straight up come from love. They come from generations of people who had to be strong, but we're applying a survival thinking to a world where help exists. We're applying survival thinking to a world where help really exists. Help does exist. Straight up. Prayer and therapy, not either or, but and. Prayer and therapy. God created all these therapists, and why not? God gave us, you know, doctors, different types of doctors, different types of therapists. So it's not prayer either or, it's prayer and. Hey, y'all, we're going to come right back. We're going to jump into the last couple of minutes of the Grapevine. I'm your host, Manan Sabir. This is The Truth 101.7. Let's take it away, Zach.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Here's the deal. We gotta set ourselves up. See, retirement is the long game. We gotta make moves and make them early Set up goals. Don't worry about a setback. Just save up and stack up to reach them. Let's put ourselves in the right position. Pre-game to greater things.
Start building your retirement plan at thisispretirement.org. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
For 75 years, the Muscular Dystrophy Association's voices have thundered through the halls of Congress.
For 75 years, we've willed the impossible into existence.
For 75 years, the MDA community has pushed the science,
shifted the narrative, and established the field of neuromuscular medicine.
And until that day, when this is all a thing of the past,
you couldn't stop us if you tried.
Join us and celebrate 75 years of breakthroughs at MDA75.org.
You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them, whether they want you to or not. You can take a picture or 50. You can fly to the moon, travel the world, or just stay in bed. You can't buy a best friend like that, but you can adopt one. There are millions of pets waiting for a best friend just like you. Help us save them all at bestfriends.org.
Fire beat. Fire beat. Fire beat. Fire beat. This is the grapevine. This is the grapevine. This is the grapevine. This is the grapevine. Pick some grapes. Pick some grapes. Pick some grapes. Yeah. Pick some grapes. We're back. We're back. Y'all, we are back. This is the Grapevine. I'm Manan Sabir, your host of the Grapevine. We're about to pick some grapes. This is our last. We are down to the last stretch, and let me tell you, this is the Soapbox Friday. Been on my soapbox. I've been sitting in this chair for about a good 5 hours, man. This is a change, but I'm having fun, and I'm having fun because I like talking about health. I like bringing everything back to health, and you know, this is the thing. This is where it's going to be. So today, 2 Supreme Court decisions made headlines. One could change the lives of hundreds of thousands of immigrants. The other could change how companies are held accountable. When questions arise about products millions of people use, whether you disagree or agree, these decisions raise a bigger question. Who is looking after the everyday people? And for me, it isn't about politics. It isn't about politics. It's about trust. Yes. It's about trust. Trust in institutions, trust in corporations, trust that someone is protecting the public. Trust. It's about trust. Who are we trusting? Because if we can't trust the politicians, are we trusting the trick? Who are we trusting? This is incredible, man. I want to know. Milwaukee, let us know. Who are we trusting in today's day and age? Have we trusted the Supreme Court too much? I don't know a whole lot about the Supreme Court, but they just made a couple of decisions that could change the lives of hundreds and thousands of immigrants. Hundreds of thousands of immigrants. And I know folks that are going to be directly affected by this. So who's looking out for the everyday people? I'm going to continue on because that was just on my mind. But I'm going to continue on because before the break, I had talked about Marshawn Kneeland, who was a Dallas Cowboy, 24 years old, who died from apparent mental health. Thank you so much, Happiness Donuts. Happiness Donuts, okay. Can we bring some donuts down here or something? Hey, that's my other thing. I like donuts, and I got to stay away from them. But you know, if they bring you happiness, bring them on in. So Marshawn Kneeland died from apparent mental health crisis this week. He's a professional athlete. He had, team around him. There's resources. I know from a a entrepreneur's perspective and seeing how teams, seeing how teams work from an entrepreneur's perspective, I know that there are certain verticals they have within those organizations across the lines that can help their athletes, make it through their lives. And in reality, there's a lot of support for these athletes, especially if they're part of a team like the Dallas Cowboys. But this one slipped through the cracks, and unfortunately, he took his life. And I think 2 out of 3 Black adults with mental illness never received treatment. So 66% are completely suffering alone. 66%. And that's a lot. That is a lot. And it's sad. Like, man, I know mental illness has affected my family in many ways. I also had a cousin who took his life, a relative that took his life. He was young, and it's not funny. That's not funny to witness these things go on. And so when we say to our kids, be strong, pray it away, be a real man, just real man, handle it, nah, it ain't that simple. So you can't, like I said, you can't just pray it and therapy it eyes away. Nope. It's not going to work that way. God gave us therapists and doctors, but yeah, it's real. So Milwaukee is carrying, we got Medicaid cuts. We got the Voting Rights Act got gutted. Jobs gone. DEI eliminated. Incarceration crises, infant mortality, and still we told to be strong through it all. Because we the ones. We are the ones. Well, we going through it. Medicaid cuts, Medicaid's November. November is a time frame. We got 5 months to that November date of the Medicaid. The Voting Rights Act is gutted. It's a wrap. It's done. 300,000 people are going to be suffering. Jobs are going to are on, they're on the chopping block. A lot of jobs because, although we say that AI isn't going to take jobs, it's definitely going to take some jobs. Definitely. So we gotta, you're right. Happiness Donut said, hugs heal. Happiness Donut said snap. Yeah, snap. EBT, all that. A lot of that's gonna be gone. DEI is now being named other names. As DEI is about to be gone. Incarceration, we got an incarceration crisis. Hey, y'all, if you have relatives, especially in the Black community, Black and brown community, we're suffering from an incarceration crisis that is on unprecedented levels. It's real. And we don't even have to, what's huge is infant mortality. Infant mortality is big. Infant mortality is really, really huge. And we're just at the tipping point of trying to get a handle on it. Then when we try to get a handle on it, we have people who are cutting programs. We have people who are cutting programs, cutting Medicaid, cutting the VRA, cutting the jobs. Man. And then we have individuals who are trying to stay strong in all of this. Marshawn Nealon, it's not your fault. Wherever you are in the timeline of life, it's not your fault. It is not your fault. Suicide is a crisis that not only does it affect that particular person, but it affects everybody around them. So there is a suicide crisis line. It's 988 suicide crisis line, or call or text. It's 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's free. It's completely confidential. So save it, share it. Please, please, please. Start small. Start small. Tell one person the real truth of how you doing today. If you walk up to somebody and somebody say, man, what's up, man? You know, we always get into the habit of like giving people a dap. Man, what's up, man? How you doing? I'm not doing good. I ain't doing good. Not today. Not on today. I ain't doing good. Just tell the person. Because at least it allows for them to give you space to talk. Straight up. It gives you space to talk. So if you don't have and we're talking about the Truth Nation, if you're definitely black, listen to this. You want to find a black therapist, go to psychologytoday.com. You know, filter by race and specialty. You know, go to the crisis hotline. You're 741-741. It's free. Man, talk to somebody. The Loveland Foundation, they got therapy vouchers, you know, specifically for black women and girls. Milwaukee, I want y'all to remember that if I haven't told you that I love you, if I haven't said this in the amount of hours that we've been together, I feel it in my bones when I say that you got to take care of yourself. Money Long, Whitney, Dion, all of our people, Marshawn, Nealon, all of our people, man. Y'all, we keep y'all in our prayers. I love this city. I love this community. I love every single one of you who stayed with me today. See you on Monday at 1 p.m. Stay healthy, stay whole, stay true, stay getting that peace. Peace, peace, peace. We got Jazz coming up next. Tap in with Jazz. Woo!